Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. I'm your host, and today we are going to completely demystify a service that is honestly absolutely foundational to modern cloud architecture. We're talking about Amazon S3. Think of it as the ultimate digital warehouse for your data. All right, let's dive right in. So, what exactly is Amazon S3? Well, it literally stands for Simple Storage Service. But at its core, it's a massive object storage service that gives you industry-leading scalability, availability, security, and performance. The really crucial point here is that S3 is built to store and protect basically any amount of data for absolutely any use case. Whether you are running a massive data lake, hosting a static website, or just backing up enterprise apps, it is your rock-solid foundation. Okay, here is a quick look at our game plan for today's explainer. We'll kick things off with the core of Amazon S3, then we'll break down buckets, objects, and keys. After that, we'll look at storage classes and management, move into securing your S3 data, examine the data consistency model, and finally wrap up with accessing and pricing S3. Section 1. The core of Amazon S3. Getting started is actually a super straightforward three-step workflow. Step 1, you just create a bucket. Step 2, you specify the AWS region where you want that bucket to live, like Mumbai or Oregon. And step 3, you simply upload your data into that bucket as objects. It's a highly efficient way to get your operations up and running. Section 2, buckets, objects, and keys. Let's break this terminology down real quick. The bucket is your primary container. Think of it as your master folder in the warehouse. The object is the actual file itself, along with all its metadata. And the key? That's simply the unique identifier or the ID tag within that bucket. So, bucket plus key gives you the exact pinpoint address of your object. Now, it's important to know that not all buckets are identical. You generally have two main choices here: general purpose buckets and directory buckets. General purpose ones, those are your multi-zone workhorses. They're highly redundant containers you'll use for almost everything. Directory buckets, on the flip side, are the newer, latency-sensitive speedsters. They are purpose-built for high-performance workloads and organize your data hierarchically so you get incredibly fast access. Section 3. Storage classes and management. As your warehouse grows, Amazon S3 gives you these fantastic management tools to optimize your assets. You've got S3 Lifecycle rules that automatically shift your older data to cheaper storage classes. There's S3 replication for copying data across regions, super important for disaster recovery. S3 batch operations lets you manage literally billions of objects at once, and a personal favorite, S3 object lock. This acts as a brilliant safety net, giving you warm protection, write once, read many. It basically prevents anyone from modifying or deleting critical files for a set period. It offers incredible peace of mind for compliance, right? And when we talk about optimization, I want you to consider this multiplier, 10. If you use the S3 Express One Zone storage class with those directory buckets we just talked about, you can actually achieve data access speeds up to 10 times faster than S3 standard. No joke, 10 times. If you're building latency-sensitive applications, that is just a massive performance leap. Section 4, securing your S3 data. To decode S3 access management, you can think of this as your security cheat sheet with three primary tools. First, IAM, Identity and Access Management, which is your central control room for who is authenticated and authorized. Then you have bucket policies, which grant resource-based permissions broadly across your buckets. And finally, ACLs, or Access Control Lists. But quick heads up here, ACLs are pretty much a legacy tool now. In modern AWS architectures, object ownership settings actually disable ACLs by default, meaning you rely almost entirely on those robust bucket policies. Section 5, the data consistency model. Now, here is a classic architectural question for all you developers out there. What happens when multiple applications edit, write, or delete data in S3 at the exact same moment? Like, if you upload a new version of a file, when is it actually visible to the rest of the system? Well, the answer is incredibly robust. S3 provides strong read-after-write consistency for put and delete requests. In practical terms, the very moment a write or delete operation is successful, the very next read is going to reflect that exact change. You get atomic updates. It's either the old data or the new data, instantly and consistently across regions. You will literally never encounter partial or corrupt states. Section 6, accessing and pricing S3. So how do you actually get in there and use it? Whether you prefer clicking through a graphical interface or writing raw code, S3 has a toolkit for you. You can use the web-based AWS Management Console, the AWS CLI if you love terminal control, or the AWS SDKs in multiple languages for your application builds. And hey, for ultimate granular control, you can interface directly via the Amazon S3 REST API. There is an access method tailored for absolutely every workflow. Now, regarding the financial side of things, S3 operates strictly on a pay-for-what-you-use basis. No hidden fees, no overage charges. Actually, contrast that with traditional on-premise storage, where you have to guess your capacity upfront and pay huge penalties if you get it wrong. S3's variable cost model just scales seamlessly alongside your actual business requirements. And that brings us to the end of our explainer today. But I do want to leave you with a final thought to chew on. Your data is growing, undoubtedly, but is your infrastructure truly ready to harness the power, security, and speed of Amazon S3? I highly encourage you to take these concepts and apply them to your own architectures. Thank you so much for joining me today. Keep building, and I will see you in the next one.